In section 4, we're going to look into car insurance. Now, there's a lot of parts to car insurance, so I'm going to kind of walk you through an example, the way the book gives it to you, and we'll kind of show you the different parts that are going to be involved with this. Now, there's 3 different types of car insurance. The first one is liability insurance, and you'll notice this little chart here, it's going to break it into the 3 types. We've got liability insurance, comprehensive insurance, and collision insurance. Now, here's what those kind of things will cover in case you get into a car accident or your car causes an accident of some sort. Liability insurance will cover things like bodily injury and property damage, but this is for the person involved in the accident with you. It would not cover your property damage or your bodily injury. It would cover the other person involved in the accident. So liability insurance covers the other person. The other 2 types of insurance will cover you. So if you look at comprehensive insurance, that would cover things like if your car was to catch on fire, or if somebody vandalized your car or stole something out of your car. That would be covered under the comprehensive insurance. And then the last one is collision insurance. Collision insurance is going to pay for repairs to your car if you get into a car accident. That's going to pay for your car, not the other one. Okay, so this collision insurance will cover your part of the accident, not the other car. So liability covers the other person. The comprehensive and collision will cover you or your vehicle in the car or in the accident. Now, let's show you how this is going to work. Basically, they're going to give you a whole bunch of information up front, and then we're going to come up with a couple of different things. We're going to come up with what the base premium is going to be for the whole year. So if you got this insurance for 1 year, it's what you could expect to pay for that whole year. That's called the base premium. And then the annual premium is when we factor in what's called a driver rating factor. And a driver rating factor is just a multiplier. That multiplier will be determined by several different things, one of them being like your age. If you're a young driver, typically you're more at risk for causing accidents. You will have a higher driver rating factor. If you're a kind of a middle of the road person who's got experience driving, your driver rating factor could come down. Then as you get elderly, it'll go back up again because as an elderly person, as eyesight goes, things like that, reaction time kind of falls off. Once again, you're going to be more likely to cause an accident. So the driver rating factor, as far as insurance companies are concerned, it's kind of a number that just in a way predicts how likely you are to cause an accident. The more likely you are to cause an accident, the higher the driver rating factor. The less likely you are, the lower the driver rating factor. Okay, I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. So let's get into this, how it's going to work. Here's an example. We have Della Welch. Her driver rating factor is 2.20. Her insurance includes 5,100 bodily injury. That 5,100 represents thousands of dollars. So $50,000, $100,000. That's going to be the bodily injury. She has $50,000 property damage. She's in Group A and an insurance rating group of 13. Those numbers will come in when we look at our chart down here in a second. She's got $50 deductible comprehensive and $50 deductible collision insurance. Wants to find her annual base premium. So to find the annual base premium, that's going to be the first part. What we're going to do is take a number from each of these charts for each one of the types of insurance. We will add those 3 together. That's going to be the base premium. Now, as you look at her stuff, remember that she is in Group A13. So when I start with the bodily injury limits, if you go back to her bodily injury, she's going to have $50,000 property damage. So I'm going to come down here to the $50,000 property damage. And she also has 5,100 bodily injury. So as I go across the top, I find the 5,100. When I come across and down with those 2 columns, it's going to meet right here at $237.20. So that's how much she's going to pay per year for the liability insurance, $237.20. The next thing we do is go to our comprehensive insurance. Once again, she's in Group A13, so we'll come down the left-hand side to the age group and then go across to the number. If you go to A and then across to 13, that's $108. And then your collision insurance, same deal. Go down to A13. If we come down to A, go across to 13, that's $287.20. When we add those 3 numbers together, I forget which ones they were, $237.20. And the 108 is right there, and the 287.20. When you add those up, you get $632.40. That's going to answer the first question, the annual base premium. That just comes from adding those three numbers together. Now, her annual premium is when we factor in that driver rating factor. So the driver rating factor for her is 2.20. Once you get your base premium off of those three numbers from the chart, which we said was $632.40, we're going to multiply that by the driver rating factor of 2.20. If you take $632.40, which is the three numbers we added together from the chart, you multiply that by 2.20, it comes out to $1,391.28. So for this insurance, for all three of those, liability, comprehensive, and collision, when you put them all together, she could expect to pay $1,391.28 for the entire year. So once again, to get your base premium, just take your three numbers from the chart, add those together. And then once you have that, to get your annual premium, you'll multiply by the driver rating factor.